having a
I want to
normal
talk about
Tuesday.
Chris Rock, Will Smith. All right.
Yes.
First of all, no cowardly not taking his sides. We need to set that ground rule. I have talked to a lot of people about this, and I get
I think it's clear what side everyone should be on.
I think it's very clear, and I think
I have a feeling
I predict that Kyle and I are on the same side of this, and Woody is on the other side. That's my prediction.
Of course we are. And here's what I predict: I will either make Woody change his mind, or I will at least have him admit that he is wrong in his stance.
Well, I would not change my mind, and
you're either gonna change your mind, or you're gonna be like, you know what, I am wrong, but this is my hill. I'll die on it.
Interesting, because I was almost, I was even thinking to myself, this isn't the hill I die on. But okay. So, but I think we've all agreed not to say they're both wrong or anything pussy like that.
No, I'd rather be totally wrong than a pussy.
You want me to go first?
Thank you, Taylor. Welcome to the show. All right, Kyle, who's wrong?
Will Smith is wrong.
Taylor, who's wrong?
Will Smith is wrong.
I think Will Smith, Kyle, and Taylor. Oh no, Chris Rock, Kyle, and Taylor are wrong.
May I present my case?
I'll be quiet. Woody
claims to want to live in a world where there are no more bullies. He's a bully hater. He is a sheepdog. Okay, that's his stance in life. That's his mindset.
Protect the sheep from the wolves. Carry on.
Yeah, he is a protector. He's an alpha who would never use that over anyone who's weaker than him.
I am being set up for a fall.
This is all true, right? Wouldn't you agree? Like you hate bullies.
Well, I would say I aspire to be a sheepdog. I'm not pretending I'm Joe Lozano.
I mean, you've got the patch. I've seen it.
Okay.
He doesn't have
this is my favorite part of debates.
By the way,
you set the stage and you go, "Would you not agree?"
So he says all that, and yet he thinks Chris Rock is in the wrong and Will Smith is in the right for striking him and being his own sheepdog and his family. Perhaps that's the way Woody looks at it. But in Woody's world, no one is allowed to say anything bad about anyone that they aren't bigger and stronger than. In this world, only bullies have free speech. In this world, only the strongest men are allowed to make jokes. Brendan Schaub is suddenly the world's best comic. Is that the world you really want to live in? A world where the big, strong ex-UFC fighter can sell his bullshit comedy and we have to eat it up because he'll beat us up if we walk up on stage and slap him in the face every time he steps out of line.
Along those lines, I think Amy Schumer is amongst the toughest women comics as well.
I wish somebody decked her just for the hell of it.
She's got mass.
If Will Smith had made a left and slapped Amy Schumer right after, I'd have been okay with the whole thing.
Who's the chick from Parks and Rec? Amy Fowler?
Poehler, I think.
Poehler, thank you.
A very funny female.
I know, but
human
being. Can't say shit about Amy Schumer because Amy Schumer would rock her
beat
world.
the shit out of her. So,
yeah.
So do you see where I'm coming from? And you've also got this instance where Will Smith is only acting because she's giving him the look, because he's laughing at the joke at first, and she's made fun of her own alopecia in public, and she's always been bald-headed. So let's not act like, oh, I got alopecia this year and it's so traumatic. This wasn't a woman with a big flowing head of hair. She's a woman who has often rocked the bald look or the short cropped look. If you go back to her movie roles, they don't even throw a wig on her. She's cool with it, and she's beautiful. Let's get that out of the way. She looks great with a shaved head. That might be the best looking bald woman in the world.
I didn't realize that she was an actress, and a big part of my stance was on the idea that she wasn't a player. If you know what that means, like in a mob sense.
She is very, very much a professional actress. She was in the original Matrix trilogy. She's Niobe, and she's currently, I don't know if it's still running, but she's been like a main star of the show Gotham for quite some time throughout its run. And she's in like many movie performances, and she loves the younger talent that's coming up. I hear that a lot.
I have a thing on that too. All right, I'm sorry. Do you have more that you'd like to?
I think I'm done. I just think that Will Smith was acting because this woman gave him a look, and he walked on a stage and he sucker punched a man who is much smaller and
slapped.
Call it what you want. I'm surprised he didn't go down. Hey, look at Will Smith. Will Smith is an action star. Like, Will Smith was shirtless 2 years ago with six-pack and big packs, jumping off buildings and shooting weapons. Like, he is an action star.
Did you see how embarrassing the slap was, though?
6 foot. It was an awesome slap. He slapped the shit out of him. And Chris Rock, on the other hand, is one of the more smaller human beings that is a celebrity. He can only look down on
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart.
Everybody looks down on Kevin Hart.
Off the top of my head, Chris Rock is like 5'8" or something. Will Smith is 6'1", 6'2", easy. He walked up there and bullied a smaller, weaker man, sucker punched him in front of an audience, and then he sat down in his chair because he knew nothing was going to happen. I don't like that either. Any white man would have been like, all right, take me away. But or any non-celebrity, let's just say that.
Any non-celebrity. I mean,
I just assaulted someone. Now let me sit down and wait for my
I'm
reward.
glad that you touched on that part.
All that being said, in closing, I'm glad it happened, but it was cool because it was cool to watch. And while I agree with everything I just said, we talk about the man's wife, man. This shit won't happen.
I underestimated how persuasive Kyle would be. So well done.
A lot of women have said the same thing.
Yeah. So okay, strong arguments. I'll grant that. I guess in my head before the show started, I didn't realize she was such a big star. That's, I guess, my thing. I don't know actors and actresses like you do. And it was like, she's not a player in this. You know, she's a civilian. Mobsters kill mobsters. I get that. But leave the family out of this. You don't go after a mobster's children because of what dad did. It's kind of the code. And I thought Chris Rock had broken that, not realizing that she was part of it. Having said that, I don't think she signed up to attend her own celebrity roast. She didn't go to the Oscars thinking that she was going to be fair game for individual insults about her medical condition. And while I guess it's rough I think a lot of people are like, the way that they're words. You never counter words with violence. We learned that in kindergarten. Fuck that rule. I don't give a shit about that rule. That rule would mean that you can talk about dead parents. You can talk about sick children. You can talk about sick wives. This is bullshit. I don't like that rule. You talk about somebody's sick kids and he gives you a slap across the face, you got off easy. And you shouldn't be able to just talk all the shit you want and say, what? They're words. Why would you? They're just words. She didn't sign up for that. She didn't ask for that. She didn't start it. She sat there. Will Smith laughed at the joke. I don't think he liked it. I think he was just trying to get along, to laugh at himself, kind of, even though it was against her. I don't think he was enjoying the roast of his wife at all. He was just letting it go until he got the vibe that he shouldn't.
May I interject?
Sure.
It's well known that if you're on the front row of the Oscars, you're opening yourself up to the roast. It's why a lot of people choose not to sit down there on the dais or whatever it's called. Every year, traditionally, that full front row gets roasted. They're opening themselves up to it. Last year, when Jada boycotted the Oscars because they were too white, Chris Rock said, I believe his joke was Jada Pinkett Smith is boycotting tonight because the Oscars are too white, she says. That's like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I just wasn't invited, so there's really no point. So
this may be built up a little bit.
Yeah. So, but again, Will Smith.
That kind of counters your own argument of, she signed up for a roast, and she got roasted when she didn't sign up for a roast too. This has been Chris picking on Jada every year.
It's been Chris doing his job as a comedian. Like how many times we sat here and like, let's go, Ricky Gervais. Fucking show those Hollywood elitists give them their own medicine right back, and let me look at their awkward faces when they don't know what to do.
Ricky Gervais took shots at Kevin Spacey and perhaps Hollywood as a whole. He didn't take shots at
everyone in the room,
like hair loss medical.
He hit
condition.
Everyone in the room badly. He hit everyone in the room.
Well, first of all, that would take hours and hours. So it would take days.
Everyone you knew. It's
where are we at now? Fucking, I don't know. Mel Gibson. Those tapes are hilarious, man.
Sound engineer number 2.
Yeah, you're a bitch.
Your nose is big.
I mean, like I'm coming down on it much more on the side that Kyle laid out. I don't know anything about the Oscars. I've never watched it. I saw the clip. Something I didn't like, I don't want to rehash of what you guys said, but the way that Will Smith laughed at the initial joke and was happy to laugh at it until he got the nasty look from his wife. And then he laughed on the way up the stage. As he's like approaching Chris Rock, he's like, and you can see it, like Chris Rock is standing there, like he he didn't see Will Smith coming at him like fuming or anything. Like he was standing there totally like unprepared, and Will Smith like fooled him by like pretending like, oh, ha ha ha, slap. And it's like, oh, and then after that, he has the audacity to assault someone in front of millions of people and then go sit down with the smugness of a celebrity who knows there is there will be no comeuppance. And then he wins an award, goes up there and talks about whatever God and Jesus and why he slapped Chris Rock. And it's like just the absolute like untouchability of some of these people to be able to do whatever
argument
they
is
want.
based on mind reading. Like first of all, he thought this, and then he thought that.
No, I said what I saw in the video. I said what I saw in the video, and what
You're
you see in the
what
video.
Everyone's thinking as it's happening.
I'm telling you what's in the fucking video, and what's in the video is that he approaches him, laughing to disarm him, and then slaps him and starts screaming, "Keep my name out! Keep my wife's name out of your mouth!"
Assigning his intent as like this fake laughing disarm thing. It's an awkward
Am I assigning
situation.
intent, or am I telling what happened? He walked.
You're
up
assigning
there,
intent
laughing.
when you tell him why. When you
May I
explain to us
interject
why
and
he
say
was
that-
laughing. Hold on, no, there's a little more. I saw Chris Rock put like his hands behind his back and his chin up, like calling his bluff. Well, motherfucker, bluff called.
He thought Will Smith was about to whisper in his ear.
Wait, you just said you just came down on me for assuming intent when I described what was happening, and then
It's
you
okay
said
when I do
he's
it. No,
standing
it's
with his
okay when
arms
I do it,
behind
Taylor.
him, goading him in. So which is it?
Yes. It's okay for me and not for you.
Okay.
So I think I'm okay. I don't think I could have a YouTube channel for it, but I think I'm pretty good at reading like body language. Will Smith walked up in a disarming manner to like sort of a "oh shucks, I'm gonna have to have a little talk with you" kind of thing. And Chris Rock is leaning forward in a sort of whisper at my ear, "Big boy, we're mic'd up, you know that." And then we'll hug it out, and like maybe you'll even help me say the rest of this. We'll share the teleprompter. Who knows? Like he's coming up here. Cool. He wants to fucking do the thing we do together. That's what Chris Rock is.
That's how you saw it.
100%. And when Will Smith strikes him, as hard and as pimp-like as a man can slap another man, because he did the full drawback and the follow through and everything. It's a showy slap, not an offensive slap. There are better slaps, more destructive slaps. That is the show slap. And then he walks away with like a lot of swagger. I think he sticks a thumb in his like belt loop and sort of does like a shoulder swagger thing with the other arm like swinging wide.
What a pussy.
Yeah. So that's how I read the situation. And I think that it's probably where most people come down on it. Look, everybody can look at the point like I made at the end of my whole argument. Like, hey, don't talk about who's wise and you won't get slapped. That's true.
I'm rewatching the slap. That is not at all what it was like. The slap, actually, I agree. The walk, though, he is looking down at the ground with. I'm seeing it from the back, but he's looking down, and he looks like kind of serious as fuck to me. There was no laughing. Not that here. I can show you the video if you'd like to watch it again. It happens at around. We can't show it to everyone, of course, but
I mean,
35 seconds ish will help. We'll get you about right.
I'll look. All right, I'm at 35.
Yeah, I'm watching it repeatedly, almost on a loop. Like I don't see him disarmingly.
He's even looking
laughing.
down. He's even like looking down at like
Definitely.
Like now that I look at it, it looks like I feel my argument's even more supported. Like he's looking down in a way to be like, oh, no threat from me. Like if he is walking with like rage in his eyes right there, Chris Rock can't even see it. He has no way of looking Will Smith in the eyes and gauging who he's about to talk to, which Will Smith is approaching me.
He's looking down. To me, the way I interpret it, I'm assigning intent, like I said, not to. If he had looked him straight in the eyes and been like, "Mother, it's about to go down," that would have been on one extreme, right? It wasn't that. If he had been laughing and smiling at him, like I feel like Taylor said he was, that would have been the other extreme. What actually happened was somewhere in the middle, where he kind of looked down and didn't show his hand.
Yeah, that's fair. But in the end, I think I'm still right back where I was, where like I don't want to live in a world where it's okay for anyone, whether you're a celebrity or not, to go beat up a comedian because you didn't like what he said about anything. Yeah. Because look, like his wife is fucking bald-headed. He didn't say, "Oh, your wife's ugly now because her hair grows in dirty patches from that filthy disease she has." Did she catch it from cucking you? Like, that's not what he said. He could have. Ricky Gervais probably would have made a cuck joke, but he didn't go anywhere near that shit. And look, it's a good joke, and it's not even that mean. A G.I. Jane reference. Oh, you're comparing me to the other beautiful A-list celebrity who shaved her head and gave a great performance.
So before tonight started, that was I said, like, I don't necessarily want to die on this hill. So I kind of like the idea that words have consequences, right? You can't just talk all the shit you want about somebody's wife, somebody's kids, all that stuff. Like, I do like the idea that, like, hey, if my way of countering it is physical, because look, if Chris Rock talks shit about my wife and I got into a war of words with him as just evidence, I would lose. Chris Rock would kick my ass in a war of words. I can't beat Chris Rock. So, it's whatever. So I do like the idea that there are consequences. And if Will Smith is using the tool of his backhand or whatever, then that's what's up. The trouble is, this joke, it seemed like it wasn't that bad. Like, if I were to die on a hill, I'd want the joke to be harsher than the G.I. Jane reference. It was pretty mild on the spectrum of things you can say to insult someone's wife and kids. Oh, I have another take about the cheating on the wife or cheating on the husband thing. So apparently she slept with like a 19-year-old friend of his son's friend, right? They have an open marriage, and everyone is like, Will Smith is such a cuck. Will Smith, this, that, the other thing. Now, I don't know this to be true, but they have an open marriage.
That's exactly where I am. I agree 100%.
I bet Will Smith is like, everyone's giving me a hard time about this dude she slept with. I could fill 2 passenger trains with the 19-year-olds I fucked. I'm Will fucking Smith. Like, what, you think I don't have, like, you think the score is not even? You think I'm not winning 10 times over? I'm Will Smith. I'm sleeping with half of Hollywood out here. I'm Will fucking Smith. You guys are all acting like I'm some sort of cuck. I bet Will Smith is baller as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know any of that. Like maybe in the interview that he said, I don't really get around too much, but she sure does. Like, I that interview seems too sad to watch. So I like even though they were
a real interview, that's brutal.
It's if you've ever seen the picture of him crying like Michael Jordan tears, like it's from that. But all that aside, look, I've been a long time Will Smith. I still am a Will Smith fan. His movies of late have been shit. This movie won the Oscar for is glorious.
Okay.
And like I'll tell you what I watched yesterday. I watched a clip from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when Will Smith is like 19 years old or something like that. And it's the episode where his father, a strange father, has come and is literally re-abandoning him. He's like, yeah, me and my boy are going to go on this trip together. I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And then like he's leaving and Uncle Phil has caught him leaving, like without even saying anything to Phil. He's just like, you can't even like say goodbye. And eventually like, it's just Will and Uncle Phil. And it's just such a heartfelt, tearful, like, why doesn't he want me kind of thing. And he has this whole, he's like, I learned to shave without him. I learned to be a man without him. I graduated high school without him. This whole thing. And he's crying while he says it. And Will Smith was always will be a great actor. But he shouldn't have assaulted that man because his wife gave him a dirty look.
Yeah, that's like
that's the most weak shit ever. If you ask me,
it made him look like a bitch.
Chris Rock ended up looking like the guy who's like, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Let me just continue doing my fucking job.
Chris Rock, fucking consummate professional. The way he handled that was incredible. Getting slapped in the face, immediately being charismatic and like carrying on, like as Will Smith is doing his badass strut. The fucking pussy walks up, shrouding his intent, slaps him like a woman, and then with celebrity privilege walks back like, yeah, I just assaulted someone in front of 10 million people. Nothing will happen. In fact, I'm going to get a fucking award for it. And there's going to be a debate about whether my assault on TV was okay. Like, I don't care about his cuck shit. I don't know about celebrity stuff. But the idea that it was his slap was a tool he was using in some rectifying instance of justice is absurd to me. Like, assaulting someone
today, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure he has to. But like, assaulting someone for a joke they told is outrageous.
Well, see, he initially like apologized for the scene, sort of, but now he's apologized like directly to Chris Rock.
Yeah, so he doesn't actually mean it, of course.
Well, he has to. His publicist was in his ear immediately. Did you see that image where, like, right at the commercial break, each of their publicists is in their ears? They're like, you just fucking slapped Chris fucking Rock. There's a reason he's here. Everyone loves him.
Yeah, everybody likes Chris Rock.
No one hates Chris Rock, but you.
No one hates Will Smith either.
Now they do.
Recently, yeah.
No, like so,
Andrew Schwab does. No,
so
who's the guy who's on the JRE a lot?
it's
Not
Brendan
the fighter.
It's Brendan Schaub, and he is not alone. Every comedian
I'm
in the
not going
world-
for Brendan Schwab though. He's
Oh.
skinnier.
Oh, Tom Segura.
He's not
skinnier.
I'm having a hard time.
Taylor linked his comedy routine. Andrew something, I think. He has a mustache. He's thin.
Oh, the thing Kyle linked today, Andrew Schultz. Is that it?
That's who I'm going for. Andrew Schultz. I said Schwab. I was off. But
So
yeah, that was a really good bit from that. That was the rapid fire jokes. That guy's hilarious.
My guess is that Will Smith may have just declared a cultural war. And I think he's going to lose it. I think that everyone who tells a joke into a microphone is going to make Will Smith the butt of said joke. I saw Conan O'Brien being like, "What a time not to have a nighttime show," and Jimmy Kimmel's like, "Anytime you want it, bro. You can take it for a spin." And I was like, "Are they gonna? Are they gonna?"